Have you ever noticed how the world starts to blur just when you want to hold on to it most? The fine print on a medicine bottle suddenly feels like a secret code. Streetlights glare at night, making you hesitate behind the wheel. The eyes that once captured your grandchild's first smile, or guided you through a crossword puzzle on a quiet Sunday morning, now feel tired, scratchy, and unreliable. And here's the truth that many doctors don't tell you. This isn't just aging, it's a silent nutritional crisis happening inside your eyes. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden. For over 3 decades, I've worked with older adults, and I've seen something remarkable. Foods, not pills, can help protect your vision, sharpen your sight, and even slow down vision loss. Today, I'll share 10 powerful, everyday foods that can help you keep seeing the life you love. When people first come to me, worried about their vision, they often expect me to pull out a prescription pad or talk about surgery. But the first thing I usually ask is surprisingly simple. What did you eat today? Because the truth is, the story of your eyesight is written not just in your genes or in the years behind you, but on your plate. Let's start with some of the most underrated heroes of eye health. Leafy greens, creamy avocados, humble eggs, and yes, even the old-fashioned beef liver your grandmother probably tried to serve you once upon a time. Let's begin with leafy greens. Swiss chard, kale, collards, mustard greens. These are more than vegetables. They're like nature's built-in sunglasses. Inside those dark leaves are two pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, that literally settle into the back of your eyes, into the macula, the part that gives you sharp central vision. Think of them as little shields that block harmful blue light from your phone, your TV, and the sun. Without enough of these pigments, the macula starts to weaken, leading to problems like macular degeneration and cataracts. And here's the catch. Your body cannot make lutein or zeaxanthin. You must eat them. I remember one of my patients, Eleanor, who came to me at 72, saying she felt like her eyes were wearing down. She loved to read, but after half an hour, her vision blurred. We added just one daily serving of sautéed kale with a drizzle of olive oil, and a few weeks later she told me, "Doctor, I can get through a whole novel without rubbing my eyes." It wasn't magic, it was nourishment. But here's something people often miss. These pigments are fat-soluble. That means if you eat your greens alone, you're losing half the benefit. This is where avocados enter the story. Avocados are more than delicious. They're nutrient unlockers. Their healthy monounsaturated fats act like keys, helping your body absorb lutein and zeaxanthin far more efficiently. Plus, avocados bring their own gifts. Vitamin E, which shields your eye cells from oxidative damage, and vitamin B6, which supports the delicate nerves that carry signals from your eyes to your brain. I often tell my patients, pair your greens with half an avocado, and you've given your eyes not just food, but fuel. Now let's talk about eggs, specifically pasture-raised eggs. You might think eggs are old news, but when it comes to eyesight, the golden yolk is a treasure chest. Packed with lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin A, eggs support low-light vision, prevent dryness, and maintain the health of your retina. There's also choline and high-quality protein, which nourish both the optic nerve and the tissues of your cornea. I'll never forget Judith, a lively woman in her 70s, who came to me complaining of tired, gritty eyes. She'd been skipping breakfast, thinking toast and coffee were light and healthy. I asked her to try 2 pasture-raised eggs in the morning, maybe scrambled with spinach. Within weeks, she said, "My eyes don't feel like sandpaper anymore, and I actually have energy until lunch." That simple shift gave her comfort, clarity, and strength. And finally, the one food most people wrinkle their noses at, beef liver. Now stay with me here. Beef liver is one of the richest natural sources of preformed vitamin A, or retinol, the form your body uses directly to adjust to light changes. Without it, night driving becomes nearly impossible, and light sensitivity grows worse. Liver also contains zinc, which helps your retina form the pigments it needs to detect light, and riboflavin, which eases eye strain and protects the surface of your cornea. I once worked with Harold, a retired electrician in his mid-70s. He hadn't driven at night in years because headlights looked like blinding stars. I suggested a small amount of liver once or twice a week, even mixed into ground beef to make it more palatable. 2 months later, Harold came back with a smile. Doc, I drove home at night without fear. First time in forever. It wasn't a miracle. It was nutrients his eyes had been starving for. So here's the takeaway. When you combine leafy greens, avocados, eggs, and yes, even a bit of beef liver, you're covering your eyes from multiple angles. The greens give you the pigments, the avocados help you absorb them, the eggs add balance with protein and nerve support, and the liver restores night vision and moisture. Together, they form a foundation, an eyesight improvement diet that doesn't come in a pill bottle, but straight from your kitchen. The foods to boost eye health aren't exotic or expensive. They're everyday ingredients, often overlooked, sitting quietly on grocery shelves. And yet, they hold the power to help you keep reading, keep driving, keep recognizing the faces you love most. The next group of foods may surprise you because they're not the flashy superfoods you see on magazine covers. They're simple, humble, everyday foods, seeds, bell peppers, and shellfish, that quietly strengthen the very foundations of your eyesight. Together, they nourish the tiny blood vessels, nerves, and tissues that make vision possible. And for many people, adding these to their diet becomes the turning point from decline to stability. Let's begin with sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and other small but mighty seeds. These little powerhouses are loaded with vitamin B1, also called thiamine. Thiamine may not sound glamorous, but it is the lifeline for your optic nerves, the delicate wires that carry messages from your eyes to your brain. When thiamine is low, those wires weaken, leading to blurred vision, eye fatigue, and in some cases, even permanent nerve damage. Seeds also offer selenium, magnesium, and healthy fats that reduce inflammation around the eyes. One of my patients, Carl, was 69 when he told me he felt constant pressure behind his eyes. He feared glaucoma. While he did need careful monitoring, part of his relief came from a simple habit, snacking on a handful of sunflower and pumpkin seeds each day instead of cookies. Within months, he reported, "Doctor, the pressure isn't gone, but it feels lighter. My eyes don't throb anymore." That's the quiet magic of nutrition. When you give your body what it needs, it responds with resilience. Now let's talk about color. Vibrant bell peppers in shades of red, orange, and yellow. These aren't just a feast for your plate. They're medicine for your eyes. Packed with vitamin C, beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, bell peppers protect the fragile capillaries that feed your retina. Think of those vessels as tiny irrigation canals. If they grow weak, they leak or collapse, leading to blurred patches or even sudden vision loss. Bell peppers act like repair crews, strengthening those vessels and reducing oxidative stress. Vitamin C in particular is essential because your eyes contain one of the highest concentrations of vitamin C in the human body. But here's the challenge. Your body doesn't store it. That means you need daily replenishment, and bell peppers provide it in abundance. They also add crunch, flavor, and brightness to meals. I often suggest eating them raw in salads or lightly roasted to preserve their nutrients. Then there's the ocean's gift to your eyesight, shellfish. Oysters, mussels, clams, crab, and shrimp are not just indulgent delicacies, they're among the richest sources of zinc and astaxanthin. Zinc is like the delivery truck for vitamin A, transporting it from your liver to your retina so your eyes can form the pigments they need to see in low light. Without enough zinc, even if you eat plenty of vitamin A, your eyes can't use it. Astaxanthin, on the other hand, is a deep red antioxidant that fights inflammation in the retina, improves blood flow, and reduces damage from ultraviolet light. It's the reason flamingos and salmon have their pink color. It concentrates in tissues and offers powerful protection. For humans, that means sharper vision, reduced eye strain, and better long-term resilience against macular degeneration. I recall Margaret, a 75-year-old avid painter. She came to me heartbroken because colors no longer looked vivid to her. After reviewing her diet, I encouraged her to include oysters once or twice a week and to rotate in shrimp or mussels. Months later, she returned, eyes sparkling, saying, "Doctor, my blues and greens are alive again on the canvas." For Margaret, food brought her art back into focus. Practicality matters too. Not everyone enjoys shellfish, and not everyone has easy access. For those who can, I recommend choosing wild-caught varieties when possible and soaking shellfish in vinegar water before cooking to reduce impurities. Even small servings once or twice a week can provide meaningful benefits. So how do these three foods, seeds, bell peppers, and shellfish, work together? Seeds protect the optic nerve, peppers strengthen blood vessels, and shellfish restore the essential pigments and antioxidants that keep the retina healthy. It's a three-part shield, guarding the eye's wiring, plumbing, and engine all at once. And the beauty of it is that these foods are versatile. Seeds can be sprinkled on oatmeal or tossed in a salad. Bell peppers can brighten a stir-fry or add crunch to a snack plate. Shellfish can be enjoyed in soups, stews, or even a simple shrimp stir-fry. Every bite brings you closer to protecting your sight. When we talk about foods to improve eyesight naturally, it isn't about exotic powders or miracle cures. It's about the steady daily choices that nourish the very fabric of your vision. These humble foods, crunchy seeds, bright peppers, ocean shellfish, are part of a diet to improve eyesight that works quietly, consistently, and powerfully. The science is clear, the stories are real, and the hope is yours to claim. If seeds, peppers, and shellfish build the foundation of eye health, then walnuts, oily fish, and healing herbs are what polish, fine-tune, and protect your vision for the long haul. They don't just prevent decline, they help your eyes feel more alive, more comfortable, more focused. Let me explain why. Walnuts are often dismissed as just another snack, but inside their rough shells lies one of nature's richest sources of vitamin E and plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. Vitamin E is the shield that protects the delicate fats in your eyes from oxidation. Imagine it as armor against rust. Without it, those tissues break down faster, leading to dryness, inflammation, and fragile blood vessels. Omega-3s, meanwhile, nourish the optic nerve and reduce inflammation throughout the eye. When patients add walnuts or other nuts regularly, they often describe less grittiness and more comfort in their eyes. I remember a gentleman named Henry, age 72, who loved reading history books but complained that his eyes felt so irritated he could barely get through a chapter. His eye drops gave only temporary relief. I asked about his diet. He rarely ate nuts or fish. So we introduced walnuts as his daily afternoon snack. 3 months later, he told me, "I'm back to my books. My eyes don't burn anymore." That's the kind of small, steady change that restores not just sight, but joy. Now let's move to salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring, the oily fish that carry one of the most important nutrients for your vision, DHA, a special form of omega-3 that makes up a large part of your retina itself. Think of DHA as the wiring insulation in your eye's circuitry. Without enough, the signals between the eye and brain become fuzzy, slow, or disrupted. This is one reason why people with low omega-3 intake are more prone to dry eye, poor focus, and macular degeneration. Several studies, including research published in the journal Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, show that higher omega-3 intake is linked with lower risk of age-related vision decline. That's not alternative medicine, it's science confirming what patients have felt for centuries. Eating oily fish 2 to 3 times a week replenishes DHA and keeps the retina resilient. One of my favorite stories is of Ruth, an 80-year-old widow who told me she had given up driving at night because headlights looked like exploding stars. She was frightened, feeling her independence slip away. When we reviewed her diet, she rarely ate fish. I encouraged her to try canned sardines twice a week. They're affordable, easy to prepare, and rich in DHA. 6 months later, she said, "Doctor, I'm not afraid of the road anymore. I still take it slow, but I can see clearly." For Ruth, sardines gave back her confidence, not just her vision. And finally, let's talk about herbs. While food forms the foundation, herbs are the gentle allies that enhance circulation, calm inflammation, and soothe tired eyes. Ginkgo biloba, for example, has been studied for its ability to improve blood flow to the optic nerve, making it especially helpful for people with glaucoma. Chamomile, whether sipped as tea or used as a cool compress, eases eye irritation and dryness. Rooibos is caffeine-free and rich in antioxidants that protect the retina from oxidative stress. Milk thistle supports the liver, which in turn helps your body process and deliver fat-soluble nutrients, like vitamin A to the eyes. Turmeric, with its bright golden pigment, reduces inflammation that often contributes to dry eye and retinal swelling. And Coleus forscoli, though less well known, has shown promise in supporting healthy eye pressure. One of my patients, Elena, age 67, kept chamomile tea bags in her fridge. On days when her eyes burned from allergies, she would place them over her lids for 10 minutes. "It's better than any drop I've tried," she told me with a smile. That simple herbal ritual became part of her self-care, reminding her that she had tools at her fingertips to bring relief. When you weave walnuts, oily fish, and herbs into your life, you create a powerful trifecta. Walnuts guard the cells with vitamin E and omega-3s, fish replenish the retina with DHR, and herbs support circulation and reduce inflammation. Together, they don't just stop vision loss, they help your eyes thrive. This is how to improve eyesight naturally. It's not a gimmick. It's not about waiting for a miracle drug. It's about foods to boost eye health that are delicious, nourishing, and deeply human. It's about building a diet to improve eyesight that also improves your memory, your energy, your quality of life. And that's the point I hope you carry with you. Every choice, every meal, every small adjustment in your kitchen can protect the eyes that connect you to the people and moments you love most. There's one more piece I can't leave out. Even the best eyesight improvement food won't help if your body can't absorb it. As we age, stomach acid and digestive enzymes decline, which means vitamins like A, E, and omega-3s may pass through without being used. For some patients, a broad-spectrum digestive enzyme with ox bile, pancreatin, or betaine HCl makes a world of difference. And don't forget the basics. Stay hydrated, cut back on refined sugar, get natural sunlight in the morning, and rest your eyes throughout the day. These simple habits amplify the foods that keep your vision strong. So here's what I want you to remember. Vision decline after 60 is not inevitable. With the right foods to improve eyesight, leafy greens, avocados, eggs, liver, seeds, peppers, shellfish, walnuts, oily fish, and healing herbs, you give your eyes the protection and nourishment they've been longing for. Add in a little care for your digestion and daily habits, and you create a diet to improve eyesight that can carry you through the years with clarity and comfort. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most of all, take care of those eyes. They've served you beautifully.